Welcome back, gamers and anime enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the magical world of Fairy Tail 2, the long-awaited sequel to the RPG inspired by the beloved anime. Whether you're a hardcore fan or just looking for your next RPG adventure, we've got you covered. In this video, we'll explore the game's magical combat system, how it balances storytelling with gameplay, the visual and audio experience, and of course whether it does justice to the Fairy Tail legacy. Oh, and stick around until the end. We'll wrap up with the pros and cons and a surprise connection to another game you'll love, trust me you. Don't want to miss it, but here's the real question. Does Fairy Tail 2 cast a powerful enough spell to make it worth your time, or is it just a flickering flame in the RPG world? Let's find out. First things first. Let's talk story without spoiling anything. Fairy Tail 2 continues the adventures of yore. Favorite guild diving deeper into its magical universe, the game tries to blend heartfelt character moments with high-stakes drama. If you're a fan of the anime, you'll appreciate the callbacks and familiar faces, but if you're new, don't worry, it's surprisingly welcoming to newcomers. Just be prepared for some over-the-top dialogue. I mean, it's Fairy Tail subtlety isn't exactly in their spellbook. Now let's get to the good stuff. Combat. Fairy Tail 2 builds on the turn-based system from the first game, but spices things up with combo attacks, elemental strategies. Each character feels unique, making it fun to experiment with different team setups, and those ultimate attacks, they're pure anime goodness watching a massive fire. Dragon roar across the battlefield never gets old, but fair warning, some battles can drag on longer than Happy explaining why he's a flying cat. Exploration in Fairy Tail 2 is a mixed bag. The world is colorful and packed with side quests, but the environments can feel repetitive after a while. The game shines when it leans into its magical roots, hidden treasures, secret dungeons, and little nods to the anime make exploring worthwhile. Just don't expect Breath of the Wild levels of freedom here. It's more like Breath of the Guild Hall. Visually, Fairy Tail 2 is a treat for anime fans. The CL-shaded art style perfectly captures the show's aesthetic, and the spell effects are as flashy as Natsu's temper. Performance-wise, it's solid on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. The Nintendo Switch version, well, let's just say it's not quite, as magical frame drops and longer load times can take you out of the experience, so keep that in mind if you're planning to play on the go. The soundtrack deserves its own round of applause. From epic battle themes to softer emotional tracks, the music perfectly complements the action, the voice acting top-notch. Whether you play in Japanese or English, the cast brings these beloved characters to life, but don't be surprised if you hear some recycled lines during combat. Lucy can only shout "Celestial Spirit, I choose you" so many times before it starts sounding like a magical Pokemon crossover. Fairy Tail 2 offers plenty of content to keep you busy. The main story alone will take you dozens of hours, and there's a ton of side content too. Explore, however, the grind might not be for everyone. If you're someone who enjoys optimizing characters and chasing 100% completion, you'll be in heaven. If not, the repetitive nature of some tasks could leave you feeling like Gray in an ice maze, stuck and frustrated. Let's not ignore the fan service. Fairy Tail 2 knows its audience and leans heavily into the anime's humor and charm. Easter eggs, iconic outfits, and quirky character interactions are all here, but does it sometimes feel a little overdone? Maybe it's like eating too much cake. It's great at first, but after the fifth slice you might need. One thing to keep an eye on is future updates and DLC. The developers have hinted at new content down the line, including additional characters and story expansions. If they deliver on this, Fairy Tail 2 could evolve into an even more robust experience, but until then we're left wondering, will this game reach S-class level, or is it destined to stay a solid B rank? All right, it's time to lay it all out. Here are the pros and cons of Fairy Tail 2. Pros: engaging combat with flashy visuals, tons of content for fans and newcomers alike, faithful to the anime's charm and aesthetic. Cons: repetitive environments and side quests, grind heavy progression at times, performance hiccups on certain platforms. So is Fairy Tail 2 worth it if you're a die-hard Fairy Tail fan or love turn-based RPGs? Absolutely, but if you're looking for something groundbreaking, you might find it a bit too familiar. And that's a wrap on our Fairy Tail 2 review. What did you think? Let me know in the comments if this magical RPG is on your wish list, or if you've already started your adventure. Before you go, make sure to check out my review of Marvel Rivals, another action-packed game that might just be your next. The obsession, click on the end screen to dive in.